Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth. On today's show, find out how our school district is tackling the bus driver shortage. Meet one of our teachers who's earned a spot in the World Marathon Hall of Fame. Plus, discover what SAD has planned for an exciting new post-prom activity. You'll meet one of our student athletes who plays for a major club team outside of Indiana. And later, we'll take you behind the scenes of our busy performing arts team and an all-new Behind the Curtain. All this and much more coming up on this week's edition of HHS In-Depth.
Today is Friday, October 11th, and thank you for joining us on HHS In-Depth. I'm Mara Nicholson.
And I'm Carly Swimiller. And Mara, we are a couple hours away from going on fall break. How are you feeling?
I am so excited. I personally am going out of the state, as I know a lot of other people are.
Yes, I am leaving tomorrow morning for Wyoming, but I know a lot of people are sticking around the fort. So luckily, we have a weather reporter, Caroline Burns, here to give us a look into what the weather will hold this weekend.
Well, guys, after the marathon of weather that we've been experiencing lately, I think it's safe to say that we can expect some warmth for tonight's game against Concordia. The 7 p.m. kickoff conditions for the game may just be the best weather we've had for a game all season long. You can expect the kickoff conditions to be sunny and 72 degrees with just a slight breeze. Things will cool off throughout the night, and the wind speeds will actually increase, making it feel even cooler. So you might want to be prepared for a chilly second half. The theme tonight will be Jersey, so get out and support our Spartans as they play against the Concordia Cadets at Concordia High School. Looking ahead to the weekend, Saturday will be a perfect day to get outside with a high of 72 and sunny skies. Sunday will be a precursor to our fall break weather here at home, as we'll see chillier temps with high winds. Be sure to enjoy Saturday because it might be the last of the warm weather we'll see for a while. Caroline Burns, HHS In-Depth.
And now we go beyond Homestead. In national news, 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Helene struck Florida's Big Bend as a Category 4 storm, causing devastating flooding in the southern Appalachians and widespread damage across the southeast. More recently, Hurricane Milton, a powerful Category 5 storm with 165-mile-per-hour winds, made landfall in Florida, compounding the destruction. Storm surges in Tampa Bay reached up to 12 feet, nearly double what Helene caused. In response to the ongoing recovery efforts, SACS is collecting essential supplies for victims of Hurricane Milton. Donations can be dropped off tonight at the Summit Middle School parking lot from 4 to 8 p.m. Needed items include non-perishable food, baby supplies, hygiene products, and cleaning materials, but please, no clothing items, and they will not be accepted. In other news, Keith Thomas, a New York man paralyzed in a 2020 diving accident, has regained movement and sensation after receiving an AI-powered brain implant. In a groundbreaking 15-hour surgery, doctors inserted a microchip that allowed his brain to bypass the injury, enabling him to control movements and even feel sensations, such as lifting a cup using only his thoughts. This pioneering double neural bypass has given hope for future recovery and inspiring future treatments for paralysis.
Thank you, Mara, for some news outside the walls of Homestead. We'll be right back on HHS In-Depth. This October is Bullying Prevention Month. Bullying impacts 1 in 5 students, causing real harm both in person and online, but we can help stop it. This October, stand up for kindness and respect. Report bullying when you see it, support those affected, and be the change in your community. Together, we can make schools safer for everyone.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Almost every bus rider has received that email saying their bus won't be running the next day. But many may not know why this keeps happening. Joining us now is reporter Matthias Arizmendi to explain the reason why.
While many students drive to school, a majority rely on the buses provided. But what those that drive to school don't know is how much the bus driver shortage has actually escalated.
I think COVID hit, people realized, hey, life is short, so they didn't stick around as long. They may have just completely retired and stopped driving, but we did lose about 6 drivers about the last month of summer. So when you think you're short, you're really short now and you lose 6 more drivers. So we ended up canceling almost your route twice a month versus once a month.
While having your bus canceled double the amount of times does suck, how was the routes that get canceled picked?
We have a no transportation zone, and we're not planning on touching those. There are some transportation zones that probably could be adjusted, meaning we probably pick people up that should be in a no transportation zone. So we have about 31 current active routes. So those are the drivers that show up here every single day. So there are days we have to cancel a handful of routes. And so what we do is pretty much start at the top and kind of work our way. And then once the list has been completed, then, hey, now we got to cancel your route again.
If you know anyone interested in becoming a bus driver, you can email Mr. Martin at the email address shown below. Matthias Arizmendi, HHS In-Depth.
Thanks for the story, Matthias. Interact Club is hosting a pumpkin decorating contest for a $10 entry fee. Students can paint, carve, or decorate their pumpkins any way they choose. Finished pumpkins are due to Mrs. Dean by October 25th at 2:40 p.m. It will be displayed near the art classroom starting October 28th. Students can vote for their favorite, with the winner receiving a $25 gift card. All proceeds will go to the Community Harvest Food Bank.
Seniors, new scholarships have been added to the HHS Scholarships page. These opportunities cover a wide range of fields, so be sure to check them out and apply early. Don't miss out. Visit the page soon to stay informed and meet all upcoming deadlines. You can find the page by visiting the QR code shown in the graphic or by going to the guidance page on the Homestead website.
A call-out meeting for a Taste of Homestead 2025 will be held after school on Thursday, November 7th in the cafeteria. Learn more about the event and even sign up to participate. A Taste of Homestead is scheduled for Wednesday, February 26th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Contact Senior Peeper or Mrs. Beckman via email with any questions. Also, be on the lookout for a story on a Taste of Homestead on a future HHS In-Depth.
After-Prom is all about keeping teens safe while giving them a chance to enjoy time with friends, meet new people, and have fun in a secure environment. And our school's organization, SAD, is excited to reveal what this year's event has in store.
After-Prom is a party held after the prom. This is to keep students away from doing things that will increase our mortality rates, which do go up the night of prom.
We were doing it at Power Up, and it's kind of like a party, but it's promoting safe activities. So we're doing more fun things instead of parties that a lot of kids will go to where they just go and drink and engage in harmful activities.
Focused on promoting healthy decisions in a world where substance abuse and alcohol abuse is very prevalent.
A lot of planning went into this. We worked closely with Mrs. Bay, Mrs. Summers, the treasurers here at Homestead to find cost-friendly ways to hold this event.
Power Up Action Park is here in Fort Wayne. There's basketball, there's virtual reality, there's lots of activities there that I think will be very entertaining for Homestead students.
After-Prom will be held from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m.
The Abbott World Marathon Majors is a prestigious series of races in the cities of Tokyo, Boston, London, Berlin, New York, and Chicago. One of our very own Homestead teachers recently completed this incredible 6-marathon feat that earned him a special place in Hall of Fame. Reporter Taylor Ham joins us with the story.
Running for long periods of time is no easy task, especially a marathon, let alone 6 of them. On September 29th, Mr. Frazier finished his final race in Berlin, marking his 6th major marathon, ultimately completing his 6-star journey.
I started running in the fall of 2013. I got into it because a friend had actually signed up for a local half marathon. I run because it is something I'd love to do socially.
Abbott sponsors the World Marathon Majors for the Boston, New York City, Chicago, London, Berlin, and Tokyo marathons. By completing each marathon altogether, each participant that finishes all 6 marathons will be put on Abbott's Hall of Fame, which currently has about 7,200 people, including Mr. Frazier.
Now, I'm super excited to be on that Wall of Fame. It's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of effort. It is kind of an exclusive club and something that people definitely have welcomed me into with open arms, and I've been really excited and proud of it.
Entering these marathons are based on a raffle, almost like a lottery system. If you're picked, you're in. If not, there's always next year to try again.
In order to be a world major, they have to meet a lot of the criteria, such as ease of transportation, getting around the city, accommodations. I've had no problems, thankfully. My favorite, I think, was London. You cross the Tower Bridge, which is just a landmark location. It's financially been a lot to travel the world, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
If you would like to learn more information about the Abbott World Marathon Majors, you can visit their website in the link shown below for more information. Taylor Ham, HHS In-Depth.
It seems that this week mirrors Sunday, opposed to the warmth of Saturday, and unfortunately, it's only getting colder, with Monday's temperatures dipping down to a high of 57 and a brisk low of 35. Tuesday and Thursday are more of the same, with lows in the 30s. Thursday will warm back up slightly, with a high of 64. Looking at this week's temperatures, I know I'll be breaking out a jacket, and you might want to do the same. It's looking like we are finally fully into fall. Caroline Burns, HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth. At Homestead, many students are involved in school athletics, but a select few take it a step further by competing on club teams throughout the year to sharpen their skills against tougher competition. Reporter Malik Kamal joins us now to introduce us to one of those standout student athletes.
So obviously a lot of Homestead Spartans have interesting hobbies, but one among them is Braden Heber, who has consistently ranked among the best players on his team, the Tri-State Spartans, a nationally ranked AAA hockey team.
I like playing for them because we get a lot of exposure with scouts and colleges and whatnot, and it's just a good program to play for and meet lots of new kids.
Braden's hockey credentials are impressive, having played in various national and international tournaments.
This weekend, I played in Minnesota in NAPHL Tier 1 tournament, a big tournament for scouting and junior competition to get recognized by juniors teams, which is basically in hockey the step before college.
Still, Braden hasn't done everything on his own. He owes his success to many others, including his family.
When I was 9 years old, my aunt actually got me into it. It was just a free card thing. She got me like a free skate, like a learn to skate, which I think some of these kids out here are doing, and I just fell in love with it from day one, I guess.
Even as he's an athlete after school, during school, Braden is academically successful and even has a piece of advice for Spartan student athletes. Braden says that no matter how hard things may get, your education always comes first and that you always need to try. From balancing academics to engaging in high-stakes activities, Braden's journey offers insightful lessons to many Spartans today. Malik Kamal, HHS In-Depth.
Homestead, there will be no HHS In-Depth next week due to fall break. Enjoy your time off, and we'll see you back in the studio with a brand new episode in 2 weeks.
Welcome back to Behind the Curtain. I'm Owen Kruger. This past week, we saw a few of Homestead's performing arts in action as their season begins to start up. Let's start with last weekend, as the band hosted a competition at Homestead. Along with our Spartans, Carroll and Snyder performed that day. Although the competition did not affect statewide rankings, it was still sponsored by ISMA, and the band was awarded an ISMA Gold rating with visual distinction, music distinction, and effect distinction. They won the competition with a score of 84.05 points and will be performing this weekend at ISMA Regionals at Carroll. Good luck, Spartans! This week, we saw 2 of our performing arts groups performed on campus this week in events open to the public. On Monday, the Spartan Orchestra performed their fall concert in which they played in groups based on their instrument during the duration of the night until combining together for their full ensemble for the last 2 pieces. It was the first time they performed their fall concert in the new auditorium. And then, this past Wednesday, Homestead hosted a free fall concert performed by all of Homestead's choir groups. The concert choir performed 3 songs, most notably Let It Be by the Beatles. The show choir's unisex group, Elite, performed Wade in the Water. And lastly, the show choir's mixed group, Clash Royale, performed There Is a Balm in Gilead and The Battle of Jericho. That wraps it up for this week of Performing Arts. Be on the lookout for more performing arts news on the next episode of Behind the Curtain. Mara, Carly, back to you.
Thank you, Owen, and thank you to everyone watching the show today.
That'll do it for today's episode of HHS In-Depth.
Make sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
Have a great fall break, Homestead, and we'll see you back here again in 2 weeks.